Hi, this is Austin Robertson, editor, producer, and creator of B Radio. I know I speak for the wonderful people who've lent me their voice over the last year plus when I say we have a lot of fun here. Unfortunately for us, the fun here has to come to an end. The Babylon Bee has its sights on some big things, and there just isn't room on the bus for this little show to tag along. So what does that mean? Well, today's our final episode. As for what's next, all I can say is stay tuned. While the Bee is known for fake news you can trust, I want to get real for just a moment. B Radio has been an absolute dream come true in ways that would take me far too long to explain. I've enjoyed every bit of sweat and tears, thankfully no blood, putting this show together. Whether you've been a fan from the beginning or you got suckered by a hate click somebody sent you, thank you for listening. Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. According to sources, Hunter Biden's plea deal fell through in court on Wednesday after his bribery check to the judge bounced due to insufficient funds.
We are disappointed with the judge's decision, but we are confident things will be made right once another transfer from Ukraine clears in one of Hunter's offshore accounts,
said a member of Biden's legal team.
This is just a minor hiccup.
Anonymous sources had confirmed that today's Coke and Hookers plea deal celebration had become a Coke and Hookers strategy session. Meanwhile, the Secret Service says a strange cocaine-like substance discovered at the federal court definitely did not belong to Hunter Biden, despite it being found on his courtroom chair. The security detail charged with protecting the president's son says the illegal-like substance was probably left by, quote, a tour group or something. Courtrooms have tours, right? From kids on a field trip, maybe? I bet it was one of them. Hunter, who appeared in court to plead not guilty to charges he was guilty of, has emphatically denied possessing the illicit substance.
I don't do drugs, okay?
Hunter said before excusing himself to use the restroom for the 5th time that morning.
Stay in school, kids.
Secret Service agents performed a preliminary investigation before opening the courtroom to local authorities, with strict instructions to not look into the matter further. The powder-like substance came from somewhere, but we'll probably never know who left it, so don't even bother. I'd hate for something to happen to you. At airtime, a blow-like substance had left a trail leading directly from the courthouse to Hunter Biden's home. The Secret Service posited it was probably planted there by Russians. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy did not mince words following revelations this month of Biden family corruption from whistleblowers in the government. In a forceful statement, he assured constituents that if Biden commits several hundred more impeachable offenses, that will be the last straw.
That's right. Once Biden has committed at least 783 egregious acts of corruption, we will cut him off. We, the American people, cannot stand for this kind of unchecked criminality in the White House. No more crimes for you, pal.
Sources confirmed that as more details emerge, Biden's list of impeachable offenses continues to grow. Republicans in Congress have assured the American people that they will be keeping tabs on his behavior to make sure it doesn't get too out of hand.
It's important to hold our leaders accountable, but also essential that we protect our reputations as team players here in Washington. There's nothing more important than being a team player. Right, guys? Guys?
Republicans have confirmed they'll soon retaliate against the Bidens by dragging cabinet members before a committee so Jim Jordan can angrily furrow his brow at them. Citizens of Earth gathered with their loved ones for what many believe may have been the last time and braced for the possible end of the world as news arrived that the insidious cabal known as MAGA Republicans had convened in a hidden underground lair to finalize plans to turn the planet's temperature dial up 3 more notches.
These people think they've experienced hot summer temperatures so far? Think again. There's more heat where that came from, a lot more. How much should we turn it up this time, my fellow MAGA Republicans? Go, Trump.
Let's just keep turning the heat up slowly on them like frogs in a pot of boiling water,
said another man who was clearly from a red state and probably listened to Jason Aldean.
Hillary Clinton has blown our cover and let everyone know that we control Earth's thermostat. But it's already too late for them to do anything to stop us. Burn them! Burn them all!
The evil horde of MAGA supporters exploded into another round of malicious celebration as they all agreed to once again make the weather just slightly warmer than normal for this time of year.
Go Trump!
At airtime, an unsuspecting man sitting on a park bench on a beautiful summer day in an American suburb dabbed his forehead gently, becoming yet another sad victim of MAGA Republicans' terrifying plot to make the weather hot in July. The drive-thru of a local Dunkin' Donuts was brought to a grinding halt this morning as conservative media pundit, violinist, and doctor husband Ben Shapiro continued his impassioned negative review of the new Barbie movie.
Okay, gang, this insipidly woke film has robbed me of all joy.
Shapiro said as he leaned out of his car window and stared down the unsuspecting Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru worker.
I spent the entire 2 hours of the movie thinking of ways I could possibly end my life in the middle of the theater. I would rather eat a pile of Barbie pink cow manure than ever watch that movie ever again. Okay, gang?
Drivers in line behind Shapiro began honking their car horns in frustration as he carried on his diatribe for another 30 minutes.
This movie couldn't possibly have been more woke if it starred Dylan Mulvaney in the title role. When I got home, I took a shower because I felt like I had to wash the woke off me. Only Hollywood could take a staple of American childhood like Barbie and make me hate it with a burning fire of 10,000 suns. I am boiling with fury even now as I think back on it, and remember, it's VPN for all of your needs. ExpressVPN. Barbies don't care about your feelings, okay? Barbies don't care about your feelings because they don't have emotions, they don't have brains, okay? They are plastic toys, they can't even move their elbows. Their joints are only at the shoulders and at the hips.
The shouts from angry customers behind him reached a crescendo as the confused drive-thru worker finally managed to get a word in.
I'm sorry, that was really fast. Did you have a large black coffee and maple long john?
An exasperated Shapiro then snatched the bag and sped away. With the public at large still adjusting to more modernized retail service, a restaurant in Portland was forced to hire additional personnel who would be responsible for telling customers they need to order at the automated kiosks instead of the counter.
We had to increase our staff to let customers know we're reducing our staff,
said Erica Cartwright, owner of the Aggressive Rainbow Cafe downtown.
We made the decision to switch to electronic kiosks for ordering to save a lot of money in payroll costs. But we quickly discovered we needed people on staff to tell everyone to use the kiosks.
Though the move initially cut the cafe staff in half, the recent hiring surge has resulted in an even larger staff than before the implementation of the automated ordering system.
I'm all for changing with the times and streamlining the process, but I'm not sure how much money I'm going to save with these new employees, combined with the IT guys I have to have on call to help when the kiosks break down. But hey, we're riding the wave of the future, baby.
Experts have also theorized that this type of scenario may result from the general population growing more and more stupid as time goes on, leading to customers having to be provided detailed instructions for even the most minute tasks. At Airtime, Cartwright had to post new job openings at the Aggressive Rainbow as the state's progressive laws regarding employee leave resulted in the new workers all taking the next 3 months off to change their genders. Twitter owner Elon Musk has rebranded the popular social media app under the name X. The announcement came shortly after the company's CEO Linda Yaccarino talked him out of going with his first name proposal, 69 Boobies 420.
As brilliant as Mr. Musk's hilarious proposed name was, we decided it was not the right direction for us. We believe that X perfectly captures what this company is all about. And we are all about being owned by an eccentric billionaire who really likes the letter X.
Sources say Musk is disappointed by the decision. 69, get it? And who doesn't like boobies? It's literally the perfect name, said a frustrated Musk on Twitter. 420, classic. Come on, guys. Journalists reacted to the announcement in a calm and reasonable manner by looking for hidden fascist messages in the X logo, while PBS announced they'll be pulling all episodes featuring the letter X from their lineup.
We're pretty sure this rebrand by Elon Musk is sinister, somehow.
Washington Post tech reporter Zandri Finkelstein X'd on her X app. Musk says he has since warmed up to the new X name after realizing it was the last letter in the word sex. According to multiple witnesses, hilarious comedian Chelsea Handler burst into a family's living room to tell them she was totally happy being child-free and not at all miserable or anything. The Sorensen family paused game night until she was finished yelling about how happy she was.
Do you have a champagne room? Because I do. I bet you've even tried champagne, you unhappy louts.
Slurred the comic most well known for her talk show in which she said things passive-aggressively for an hour.
I'm free to indulge in my own pleasures all I want until a new therapist tells me that to maybe back off a little. But therapist hopping now, that's a lasting joy you lot will never understand with your stupid little kids that are all cute and squishy. It's all stupid. I'm so happy.
Handler then motioned around the family's house and loudly scoffed at the family photos, art on the fridge, and crayon markings on the wall. Then explained the tears they were seeing were from pure childless elation and a little cocaine. The Sorensens invited Ms. Handler to make homemade ice cream and cookies with them, which caused the top of the comedian's skull to explode. A local woman is written off trying to find someone special, insisting every man she has ever dated was a narcissist, complaining the men always talk about themselves when clearly they should be talking about her instead.
Every man I date turns out to be a disgusting, self-centered narcissist who doesn't see my real value,
said the woman, who is obviously a narcissist.
They insist on telling me about themselves and trying to open up their lives when what I really want is someone to ask me questions about me. It's frustrating that I'm not as important to these pathetic narcissists as I believe I should be.
The woman, who repeatedly asked to be named but whose identity is intentionally being kept private, is certain that she's exactly what every man would want in a woman if they would just stop thinking about themselves for a change.
It's not my fault that these egotistical jerks can't see a great woman. They're all so into themselves that they don't even notice what a catch I really am.
Though she said her dates are always willing to take her to her favorite places to eat and participate in her hobbies, she doesn't feel as valued as she should be.
Someday I'll find someone who loves me. Until then, I'll just have to keep focusing on loving myself.
After only finding disappointment in every dating app and trying to have her friends set her up, the woman declared she was taking a break from dating to treat herself to some me time. A family was brought to the brink of tragedy today as a local woman began making funeral arrangements for her husband when he failed to respond to her text message within 13 seconds.
I could only assume that something horrible had happened and that he was clearly dead,
said Ashley Jones.
That's the only logical explanation for him not responding to me immediately.
Ashley's husband Michael was hard at work at his shop and unaware that his wife had sent the initial text message and the 15 others that frantically followed in a span of 45 seconds.
I thought I heard my phone buzz, but I just wanted to finish what I was doing really quick.
Michael clearly did not understand the cruel sorrow he had just inflicted on the love of his life. Phone calls were immediately placed to the local police department to request a welfare check, followed quickly by additional calls to the family's life insurance provider, several funeral homes, and Costco to inquire about purchasing a casket.
I was just about to provide my credit card number to make a down payment on the gravesite when he finally texted me back. But that was at least 5 minutes after I originally texted him. I was so relieved to learn he hadn't died.
At airtime, Ashley was deliberating whether she should work on getting a refund on the down payment she had made and cancel the casket order, or simply wait until the next time she would assume Michael was dead due to not answering his phone on the first ring. According to sources, a local Labrador retriever is being cruelly neglected by his humans, as they haven't even played with him in over 10 minutes. In spite of repeated requests in the form of yips, barks, tail wags, and very sad puppy eyes, all members of the family are callously going about whatever humans do all day without so much as acknowledging the suffering of the poor creature. How cruel. Eyewitnesses confirmed that the family did take the dog on a walk this morning and threw the frisbee in the backyard for another 30 minutes when they got home, but then they stopped throwing the frisbee, even though the dog really wanted to run after the frisbee again, or catch a ball, or run, or jump around playfully with his humans, or chase someone, or dig a hole, or eat some food. Instead, the dog's humans did none of these things, even though the dog wanted them to. Now he's sitting there very sad and no one is paying attention to him because they abandoned him and nobody loves him and he wishes there was food and he's all alone and sad. At airtime, someone gave the dog some food, confirming them to be the greatest and most wonderful humans in the whole world. B Radio is an official podcast from the Babylon Bee. Created, voiced, and produced by Austin Robertson. Additional voices in this episode from Bettina, Brandon, Dan, Emma, Jared, Jordan, Kristen, Robin, and Travis. Please share your thoughts about the show in the comments section of this episode. So long.